who you were strong on last week, and in a very compelling segment, which we have on YouTube, nearly 5,000 views, as I've already said. You made some very strong points. They went last week to Marvel. They they played a Melbourne side that I think has caught us all by surprise. Stephen King's gone in there. They seem to be playing with smiles on their faces. They're going along beautifully. I don't think many of us would have had them in the eight at this stage. They're seventh at the moment. And was there anything to like about West Coast at all? Or was it sort of, here we go again? What was your thoughts?
Well, look, I think I said that West Coast were going to be competitive in this game because Melbourne,
Yep.
I rate them, but I don't at the moment. I think they're playing above where we thought we'd see them this time of the year, which is great, and that's all credit to the coach and the players. Cozzy Pickett, from the first minute after he had that Jake Waterman incident, really shut up shop. He just went into his shell, which is understandable because he would have been thinking like any other player, oh, geez, am I going to get weeks here? So that would have been in his head. So you take out the best player, really, of Melbourne for the whole game because that's what happened. He was just in and out a little bit. But overall for West Coast, no, not really. I didn't see anything. Great to see Jake Waterman. He had 8 shots on goal deck. And my theory with that is, 3 goals, 5, that's fine. Would have been better 4-4 or something like that. But you're having 8 shots on goal. And that's a positive for a Jake Waterman. We've got to keep getting the ball down there. Look, Harry Edwards, geez, that's sad. To see the big fella. And they need someone like him down back. And that's where Shanahan might be now going to centre back, in my opinion. He's had a couple of quiet games. But overall, really, there wasn't enough there to say, oh, we got something out of it. Tim Kelly's playing Tim Kelly football. Lindsay, I don't mind off half back. He's okay. Duggan,
For mine, Peter.
I can't believe he's still. A couple of his kicks were okay, and a couple were atrocious.
I don't know if it's the right term. I watched it. You're the expert. You've played it. You've coached it. There's a lot of selfish football going on with West Coast. Almost, dare I say it, self-preservation. I know confidence is way down, but me, that's the impression I get. And I'm sure the coaching panel are trying to instill the team game. But, some of the stats can be deceiving, but some of the way they're playing, even the experience, especially the experienced players, for me is it's not my fault that no one's stepping up to take responsibility.
Well, what happens, Deck, in this situation or these situations? It's survival mode for yourself.
Yep.
Because the club is in that position. They're a losing club. They're a club that's just been terrible the last 4 or 5 years. So blokes might start to say, well, geez, I've got to survive here. I've got to earn me 300,000 or 400,000. I want to get another contract. So you go into that's where the honesty has got to come out from the coach, from the board down, and they've got to then go with players that aren't being, like you just said, selfish and all that, and they're playing some team, but they're not playing survival football. And that happens when you get dropped. Tim Kelly's been dropped a couple of times, and he's still playing okay footy, but it's not great team footy. It's Tim Kelly footy, in my opinion. So, and people can shoot me down with that one and say, oh, well, hang on, Sumich, he's had 25, he's playing his heart out. He had 4 tackles and this and that. But he's still playing Tim Kelly football. It's not real team football, and it's not his fault. All his fault. It's got a lot to do with where the club's at. Harley Reid, I still think, and I'm throwing it out, I still think he's a tradable commodity where we need to move him on, and he'll play much, much better football. He's playing really good football at the moment, but he's not playing like standout football for his age now. Some of those 20, 21-year-olds are playing better football in the comp than him.
Yeah, there's probably a danger he can and will stall a lot on his shoulders.